It is September 18, 2023, and today most of people here in Sweden get the retirement. I think some people get retirement and another day, depend on when we were born, what day it was. I'm not sure, but I get my retirement this day, 18, every month. And to have been homeless in United States, I'm thankful that I live in a country where all people get retirement, whatever they have done. And I have been working for God in 23 years, so I don't get more retirement than the lowest retirement you can have here in Sweden. Those people that come from other countries into Sweden, they get extra money because they are coming from places where it's not good for them to live, and they get extra money. But I am Swedish. I'm born Swedish, so I only get the basic retirement. But it works for me, even if it can be hard sometimes. I can't travel, for example, but I get money enough to pay all my basic bills, and I don't drink any alcoholic, and I don't smoke, and I don't do any kind of drugs. And here in Sweden, is it the medicine the doctor give us is it have a limit of it, so it's about in US dollar is it $220 per year to buy medicine, and then is it free after that limit. And the doctor is about almost the same also. So we pay a little for the health care, but not as you do in many other countries. So that is a good country to be in when go older. And I wanted to recording this episode because it have happened many things, and it have not happened things. It have been a little strange period of what's going on, and I don't remember everything, but it is in this world, is it much bad things going on now, and they have told us from heaven that it should be this peak this year when everything started to happen, bad things, and we are going into the last days. And we did that in 2019, they say, when COVID-19 came. That was the first sign of it, and it started about December 2019. But here in Sweden we start to get it spread all over the country in March to 2020. So that's how it started, and they say it should be about 7 years. So how I counted now is it that it's be about 3.5 years since we had a pandemic situation all over the world, and that was day one of the tribulation. And you can tell it's much going on just now, and it will be for a long time now. And I don't know, but I suppose that people that is aware of it, and that we are in the last days, they're going to be okay, because they take care of themselves and their family and so on. And we have this afterlife, the heaven, that tell us what to do and what's going on, because we can't see it. We are only human, so we only see what media is telling us, what other people telling us, and what we can see about ourselves, and that is not much. So I'm very thankful that the afterlife tell us what's going on. And it was about this tribulation time, the last days. I have tried to find this man that is very much energy going on between us, but so far I have not seen him, and I go more and more in understanding that I should not search for him. But of course I place me to places where he can be. And on Saturday I went to that other field there. They have like a clubhouse there, and search for him there. But it was soccer playing on the field, so they were not on the field anyway. And I have started to understand that I should not go in too close, because they are in other religions, and about looking at women, that they can't take so much power over the man. So I have to be careful. And the meaning is that he is going to look for me. So I have to let it go. And he has some trace that he can take. Like on Facebook, I have written on their website, there on Facebook, talking a little, so he can see my name there. And so I can't do so much. I told him, and I tell you, that if those in afterlife want me to be closer to him, they will make sure that I will be close to him. But I was on the our field here in my area, because I saw on internet that another team that was not the team there that he is in the team. He is not in that team, but they had a game going on Saturday. So I was thinking maybe I don't know the rules in cricket. So maybe if they miss some person, they can call for another to come into the team and playing. I don't know. So I was thinking they maybe want him to be in that team. And then I also was thinking that he maybe are watching this game. And it come to happen that the team that should come and playing, they never show up. That's how it is in Sweden. It's few people because they prefer to work and get money for their job, and many of them are managers for companies. He is, I think he is the only one that is from Arabic country. Those other are from India, so it's different. And so he wasn't there. And then I drive to the other field, and there was soccer playing. And I had not been in that area, so I drive through a forest, and then I go lost. I'm going to put the picture I took from that unknown area I was in, and I have to stop a woman and ask her how to drive back to where I was, where the field was when I got lost. So I talked a little with this woman, and it was like empty in that area. It was terrible to see. It was a nice area, but it was all the stores have been closed. And that's what it is in Sweden today, because there is crimes, and they are threaten those owner of stores, so they don't want to have those stores anymore. They go frightened because they have to pay money to be secure of those Arabic that is criminal. I say that not all Arabic people are criminals, but there is a big group that am, and those most criminal acts that we can see is coming from youth people. They are only like 12, 14, 15 years old, because they don't get any prison here in Sweden if they do some crimes. They can kill a person and they don't get any penalty. They don't go in prison. So that's why we have problem in Sweden. We are it's Europe's most crime country here, that we got many that want to hurt us here in Sweden. So it's not good country if you want to have peace, live in peace. And so I start to understand these people now, a little more about Muslims. And when I say Muslims, I don't mean everyone. Some of it, to see the structure of the Muslim, how they are thinking. And they are not see me as a threat. So they showing very openly what they are doing and what they plan to do and those things. Because I'm old and sometimes they don't think I hear and not understand. They don't know that I have afterlife that tell me things and show me things. But I have started to understand this with mother. It is, they are dependent on their mothers. Those men that look like they are powerful, but they are not. And I have talked about this before to you in this podcast, that the mother is those that plan everything. So what happened in this week, a Muslim mother was killed, and it only showed me this, that they target the active point, that the mother is raise their kids to think in a bad way. Not everyone. They are very good, some Muslim mother, but there is some Muslim mothers that plan everything and then tell their sons to go out. But of course they have not say that to them immediately. They are raised to think in that way. So that is only first is a trigger, but then is the shooting coming up. So that's the mother is the one that is the center part in these crimes. And I tell you that I have told you about this. In the last episode I told you that the devil is not that the devil, when you are 20 years old, the devil come and talk to you. He maybe do that, but mostly is it that he started already before you come into this earth, this planet. When you come to life, you are placed in a womb where the devil could the devil doesn't go on you, but it going on your mother, and she fed you into her womb many bad things, and it was not the meaning. The meaning was that you should be a good person, but you be poisoned, toxic womb you're laying in. And I brush my hair, if you hear, because I have taken a shower and I need to do my hair before it be too dry to could brush it. but it is not the father that raise the kids mostly. It isn't. So it's coming from the female side. And it is not only that women is the breeder that get all these children in many religions, that they have to give birth after birth after birth and have more than maybe 10 kids to give birth, and the man doesn't care that they destroy the body of the woman, because she is only there for to be breed. And I say that, but it's not everyone. But these evil things that going on. And so I understand now, because I have seen some written from Muslims that the man going lost when they are not so young anymore, and when their mother die of age or sickness, they go lost, because the mother was the one that hold it in the family. The father was out and doing his things and was not in the family, but the mother raised the kids on her own, and now they are lost because the mother is not there anymore and tell them what to do and not to do, and giving them, hit them with the hands or with the shoes to punish them, and those things. That is in many families. I was never spanked. And I say to my mother it should be better if you spank me, I say to her, because it's worse when you say bad things to me. It's going into my brain and kill my brain with what you are saying. It's better you spank me and then it's over. But she never did it. So I was already from the beginning. My father was not there. So I can understand this, because it was safe for me. My father was not there. My mother raised 3 children all on her own. Even if she was married, our father was never at home. And if he was home, my father was alcoholic, so even if he was home, he was drunk, so he was not the father. So I grew up without the father, real father. I had a father, but he was not a real father. And this is what I have learned me now in this week, that about the mother and the son. And I know this from psychology and my education in psychology, that how it is between mother and son. And so I was down to the field on Sunday also to see if they were training the team was training on Sunday, but when I was there in the field, I was thinking, he's Muslim, so he is in the mosque. They are on their way to build a mosque very close to where I live. Where I live is a Muslim area, and that's why it's very hard for me to live here on my own, because they want me to go out from this area and let it be 100% Muslim area. And but they built a mosque now, the first real mosque in my city, but they are also in other places to worship, and I think there is 3 or 4 places because Muslims is like Christianity or other religions, that they are not only one solid group. They are split up in many beliefs, but in the Muslim religion, so they can't be together. So it can be a problem with the mosque if they can hold it and have peace between them. I hope that it will not be too evil, but as I have told you in the beginning of this podcast, I told you that they told me from heaven that the evil will take care of the evil. That's their enemy. That's the future. That Muslims, they going to fight between them, and that's what have happened here in Sweden now. That they are just now maybe going on 1 week, that they are going to have revenge. There is split up groups. This is not Muslim in itself, but there are crime groups in this city. They have split up they have different leaders, and they go and kill each other now. So that's how it will be cleaned up from those people that do crimes. That they go in war between them inside the Muslim group, and there is also in Christianity, but there is mostly words. They don't kill in that way, but they fight in words, talking to each other, who is the right one, and that doesn't harm people in the same way. And I don't know what really going on in those churches, Christianity, because I have not been for 5-6 years now in a church. I stay away from it, and I don't know what's going on inside the church, but I understand with this problem with money to do, that they have a hard time to do the church. And then those people that have hard with money, they do crime things. And some, it's very strange for me, but it's what people are. that they go into drugs because they have problem with the money. And you need to have money to buy drugs, and then they do crime. And I have seen those. If it's a TikTok, those reels from American City, where they're homeless and laying on the street, and they be frozen in drugs and those things going on. So very much tent on the streets. And I never saw that when I was homeless in United States for 20 years ago. So it have changed very much lately. Very much different drugs that kill people sometimes, and that sometimes make them be frozen in their brain and body. So we are in the last days. You can see that if you have opened your eyes to see the signs of that we live in the last days. That those earthquakes that kill many thousands. Now, I have not come into the big thing I should talk about, so now I do it. When I was on the field on Sunday, yesterday, it's Monday today, there was a woman coming with her dog, walking, and I have talked to her before, and she's coming from Finland, and I have done my DNA. I working with my DNA, and I have many that lived in Finland of my of my ancestors. So it can happen that we are related. But she come down to my city because her daughter live here. So she is here over the summer with her daughter. And then yesterday we started to talk deeper. And I told her that I was a pastor, ordained pastor, real pastor, not it close up now, the recorder. That's why I stopped. I say I was ordained pastor, but not in the church anymore. And it was like a key that opened the door. So we were talking about religion, and she said her father was very religious. He lost his wife, he lost his children early in life, but he don't blame it on God. He say that it's a reason why I lost them, and he don't blame God. He was like Job that didn't blame God, because when things happen like it have been for me many times in life, it's because we should learn from it. But it's not easy to learn from it when you don't know God. You don't know afterlife. Then it's hard to understand it. But there is a reason. And for me, have I come to know that this family I was in, that was not my real family. That's the lesson I learned, the biggest lesson. That I come here to earth for another reason. And those that I had that was not good for me, they are gone away. So I can live that life that God wants me to live. So it seems very hard. They say that, people, to me. You have had a hard life. But it was a lesson to learn. And then now, whatever happened in my life, I know that I have no control over it. If I ask heaven, ask afterlife, they can see everything what have happened in a person's life, and they can also see the future of a person's life. So that they have all the controls, and that is nothing we can do about it. We need to live, and live is to learn from it, and we need to have a relationship with not only God. We need to have a relationship with those in the afterlife, because they see and hear those things that we can't hear and see. So they help us if we seek help from them. But I told you that everything have to go through God, and that is not Jesus. Everything that go through God is the God that is there, not involved too much in our life, but he is there to overlook everything. And then he have these workers in afterlife to act on our life. But we should not have a relationship only with afterlife. We need to have, first of all, he is the first love. God is our first love. So he is the one we go first. Or else you can, if you go to the afterlife immediately and talk to them, there between you and they can come people, that spirits that is not good for you, evil spirits. So you need to have a strong relationship with God, that stay there and overlook. And if something really bad happened to his child, he will tell those in afterlife to act. He do it on his own and tell them to do what they need to do. And you know that I have told you in another episode that I find out that the spirit is God is a spirit, but the energy that come to the spirit to target us, that is from the Mother of God. People have asked me, who created God. But God was created by an energy, and the energy is the mother of everything. If we don't have that energy, we don't have God. That's simple is it. And that is the reason why I talk to you about. I more understand now when I'm talking like this to you, is that the strong energy that's coming between this man, a cricket man, and a cricket playing man and me, that is so strong. So I didn't know what to do. Last time I saw him, I was more like I will be killed, or at least faint if I stay here with him. So I drive away. And I feel sorry for that, because I maybe should have stay and wait for the team to end this playing. But it was so extremely strong energy, so I couldn't. I'd be a little frightened and happy in the same time. And I'm thinking now, if they wanted me to stay there and meet him and talk to him, they should have told me, but they never told me. They wanted me to experience that extremely energy that come between him and me. It was not this love energy that it can happen sometimes in our life. It was more than that. It was really burning, but it was not a fire. It was an energy. So she said that she didn't believe in God. But she said that we live in the last days. That she understood. And this woman I met yesterday from Finland, and she say that she's saw all the signs of it. And when she was talking, I felt the spirit come over me, and I told her that she was talking very much about her father, that he believes so very much in God. And I say to her that I felt like her father was there with us. And I told her that he is going to talk to you this evening, maybe in the night. He's going to talk to you and comfort you and what you need to know, I say. So I told her to let me know if something happened, I say, to her before we left. And so she believed in God deep inside her, but she didn't understood God. That's the problem. And that's why I do this podcast, for you to understand what's going on in the world that most people can't see. So I want you to understand God. And it's too much bad things talking about God. It's too much war going on. It's too much hate going on. Because people don't understand God. They don't know God. And they take him to be a God that was walking here on earth. God can walk here on earth But that is in some people. He can place the Spirit inside people to help us, to talk to us and help us. That's what he can do, but God himself never come down to earth. He only send energy, the Spirit and energy from him. So thank you for listening. God bless you. I hope you understand what I was talking about this today.